What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, AC Milan in the Europa League second leg, guys. Anyway, guys, let's just get straight into today's video. So we made 4 changes from the last game against AC Milan in the first leg. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, James, Fernandes, Rashford and Greenwood. Getting to the overall reaction now. Pogba sends Man United into quarter-finals. Pogba is back. Yes, get in. We will most likely get someone tough in the quarter-finals. We knew it was going to be difficult and tough. That was at Ollie masterclass. Give Ollie the credit. We got through it. 1 goal was going to win the game. That away goal was massive. The away goal changed the game. What a win. What a result. The defending was fantastic. Tactically, we were spot on. We were too strong and too professional. We got the job done. That was a thoroughly convincing, disciplined and impressive performance. I'll take that any day of the week. Well done, boys. Still unbeaten away from home. That was a well-deserved win. Up the fucking Reds. Win done and clean sheet done. Anyway, guys, let's just get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? I thought the performance overall was absolutely fantastic by the players from start to finish. I think in the first half wasn't too great, but I think in the second half we were tactically got it spot on in the second half, but I'll get into that later into this video as well. Performance overall as a whole, absolutely fantastic. I think a brilliant tactical switch by taking off Rashford for Pogba, even though Rashford was injured, but I think it was still a very good tactic by bringing on Pogba on for Rashford on the left wing as well, and he had to do a massive job there on the left wing, Pogba as well. Brilliant tactic to put Pogba there on the left wing. You know, he looked up for it straight when he came off from the bench and made an impact straight away off the bench as well. You've got to give Ollie credit for that as well, because going away from home against AC Milan, it's probably a tough place to go. United don't have a great record in Milan as well. You have to give Ollie credit where it's due, to be honest. To go up against a very tough side in AC Milan, we got through it eventually. 1 goal was always going to split the 2 sides. At the end of the day, they could have won it. AC Milan, they could have been the team that could have been going through. This is it. We've knocked out 2 great sides in Real Sociedad and AC Milan, and everyone's going to be favouring us now to win the Europa League. All that matters is that we're in the hat for the next round. We've got Granada now in the next round in the quarter-finals. I'm looking forward to that now as well. It's another game. We want to take it 1 game at a time. The away goal was massive for us. It was one of those games where we were going away from home and it was all about, we had to get a goal from somewhere. We got the goal. Brilliant. Fantastic. Changed the whole dynamic of the game then, because then they had to go and score 2 goals to knock us out. They didn't look like they had that in them, and the only man probably to get them out of that position was probably Zlatan. And Zlatan wasn't fit enough to play the full 90 minutes, and it was even a bonus that he only came on with about half an hour to go. I thought Zlatan still had 2 very good chances in the game, towards the end of the game, but we managed to deal with Zlatan, which is obviously positive because we always knew that he was going to be the main man up top and he was going to be a threat. Fantastic at the end of the day. Fantastic result for the team, fantastic result for the players. But like I said, you have to give the credit where it's due on Ollie as well. Got the right tactics, got the right game plan. We went in the game with the right mentality, with the right mindset. It was a very good game, a good watch as well. We knew that we had to put out a good lineup because we had to go and score an away goal, and obviously it didn't help us that we conceded the goal at Old Trafford as well. Opened up the game in the second leg and it was going to be anyone's, but we turned it around well. If we had to progress, we had to put out a very good performance, and we did that from start to finish. Couldn't fault it. Brilliant performance all round from the players, and you cannot fault that performance. It was absolutely spot on. Tactically, we were spot on. Fantastic defending throughout the whole game as well. We knew that the defending was going to be key as well in the game. Shaw made a few good key blocks as well. Maguire as well. Lindelof was very good as well. Wan-Bissaka was very good as well. And Dean Henderson didn't have much to do as well in the game. Fantastic. All game round. Absolutely fantastic. And you have to give Ollie where the credit is due. Fantastic. We're now through to the quarter-finals. Very good performance, very good win. We don't want to get too carried away after this one result, because there's still a long way to go, in the quarter-finals now. And, onwards and upwards. We look forward to the next one against Granada now, and we were too strong and too professional for them, and and it's all about get the job done, and we're through to the next round. Getting into the game now, I thought first half I think the first half was not great, to be honest. No intensity, no tempo in our play. I think the movement was too slow as well. I thought they were passing the ball a little bit better than us. They were just hitting us off the park really, and they were just passing it about and hopefully try, you know, when they get a chance, take the chance and score on the chance as well. And they were just trying to pass us off the park really, try and soak up the pressure, and it was on the counter attack, get us on the run of play. And but you know, first half wasn't great, to be honest. You know, no intensity, no tempo, no energy in the game. You know, you couldn't see much happening in that first half, to be honest. It was a pretty much paint dry first half. Not much happened. Maybe a few chances, but not many clear-cut chances on goal. But I thought the first half wasn't good enough for my liking. We needed to see more intensity in the second half and more tempo in the game. And then obviously once the second half, and then I thought in the second half we went into that half, and obviously we saw Rashford struggling in the first half. He takes Rashford off. Obviously he went down injured really, but I thought also at the same time it was a very good tactic by taking off Rashford, and a brilliant tactic as well, because obviously then it stopped their right back pushing up forwards, and Rashford doesn't like defending as well, and Pogba can defend, so it was a very good tactic by putting Pogba out on the left wing. And then I thought in the second half we were fantastic. You know, we showed the intensity, the tempo, we showed the energy from the start as well, the intent in our play as well. And you could just see that once Pogba came on, he made an impact straight away off the bench. And, you know, 2 minutes in, he went and scored the goal, which was brilliant, fantastic. And then obviously when you're 1-0 up, you obviously want more. And I felt like we were pushing onto them, we put the pressure onto them, but we just couldn't find the second goal. And it would have been nice to get the second goal and then start taking off players and resting players. But also another thing that I need to touch upon as well is the substitutions. And with Ollie making only one substitution, it's not good enough, because if you look at managers like Klopp and Pep, they wouldn't do that by taking off one sub and, you know, not bringing on another 4 subs. So, but the thing is though, Ollie doesn't trust in the players, where they made the fuck up the week before and we ended up conceding the goal. So yeah, it's just one of them at the end of the day. And it's also because that he can't really trust these substitutions. When he made those substitutions, you know, the week before against AC Milan, when he brought them on, he thought that they'd be able to get another goal, push on, but we dropped back 2 deep. He was playing 8 at the back and we made the fuck up and we conceded. So he didn't want to repeat that of happening. And obviously if that was a draw, you know, I don't think it was enough. It would have been enough for us to go through, but it wouldn't be enough for them to go through. So, but yeah, I mean, the whole substitution thing needs to be sorted out. Ollie needs to sort it out. But he's got a good bunch of players there, and they're just not doing it as well. And this is it, though. You cannot always just, you know, rely on the substitutions that are going to come on. Some players will make an impact from coming off the bench, but when you look at players like Perry, when players are not match fit, like Donny, like you saw against Leicester, that was just not good enough, to be honest. But yeah, he needs to sort it out, because managers like Pep or Klopp would never do that in the first place. They would never bring on 1 substitution. They'd bring on 5 substitutions, because they've all got quality players. But when you start doing that way, you can't rely on your players off the bench to make an impact. It's not good enough, and you've got to have that. That's why managers take that risk, and we never took the risk. And but this is it though. Ollie didn't want to risk of doing those substitutions, and he knew that the way how we played in the second half, it was much better. We had a better flow in the game, and he just wanted to see it out, execute it out, and hopefully get over the line and get the victory that we needed, and obviously get the 1-0 victory, because it was enough anyway to go through in the next round anyway. So, but yeah, I thought we were too strong for them, too professional, but we got the job done. That's all I care about. And obviously it was a thoroughly convincing, disciplined and impressive performance by us. And obviously 1-0 victories are boring, but it was still a very good performance, and it's one of those performances where you'll say, I'll take that any day of the week. And we're still unbeaten away from home, which is brilliant as well. And but yeah, we were tactically spot on. I thought it was a very good tactic by bringing on Pogba, and obviously it stopped their right back pushing up high up the field as well, and it sort of stopped them making an attack as well, because all their attacks were coming on that right side anyway, and it sort of stopped their right back going forwards with Pogba being there as well. So brilliant tactic, even though it was one of those substitutions where Rashford went off with an injury, but brilliant tactic, I thought. And yeah, we executed it out, and we grounded out a fantastic result against a very good team in AC Milan. It was tough, it was difficult, but we take it at the end of the day and we move on. And brilliant, fantastic performance against a very tough team in AC Milan. We will now be the favourites of winning the Europa League, and let's just take it one game at a time for now. We don't want to rush things at the minute, but we're looking good. Things are looking the right way, and let's just take it one game at a time for now. And but yeah, fantastic performance last night against AC Milan. We knew it was going to be difficult, and especially we had to score an away goal as well. Pogba made the difference and scores in the opening 3 minutes of the second half. How satisfying is it to go through to the quarter-finals? And what did I make of Pogba's impact in the second half? Very satisfying of going through to the quarter-finals, because obviously you're in a good position. You're not far away now from the finals, but you also want to take it one game at a time. Obviously we've now got Granada in the quarter-finals as well. Probably going to be another tough one, another difficult one as well. It's always satisfying to get through to the next round. And obviously we had to beat a very good team in AC Milan. We've had to beat some difficult teams, and you have to do it the hard way. And to be the best team, you have to beat the best teams as well. It's obviously satisfying to go through to the quarterfinals. It's always feels fantastic to get to the semi-finals, and it seems like our players are trying to put our eggs in one basket and go for the Europa League now. But the quarterfinals, you're in a good position now. We've got a good draw against Granada. They're going to be up for it. We're going to be up for it. Two teams are going for it in the quarterfinals. Pogba's impact coming off from the bench was fantastic. It's always pleasing. You always hope that the players that come off the bench make an impact in the second half. We saw that in Pogba as well. He made the impact from coming off the bench. It made a difference as well in the second half. Even though in the second half we looked more brighter, looked more sharper on the ball, the passing was better, the energy levels were better, intensity and the tempo was much better. You could see the energy was much better, the intent in our play as well. We pushed up higher up the field more. We played with a higher line as well, so we're a bit more braver on the ball, a bit more sharper on the ball. We took a risk as well by bringing on one sub as well. Probably made an impact coming off the bench straight away, and you always need that in players as well, from coming off from the bench to making an impact as well in the game. Goes and scores as well, which is even more satisfying as well, to get the goal and to get into the next round in the quarterfinals as well. It's always fantastic. But I said it in my last video, I said one team was going through, one team was getting knocked out, and that's what it's all about in knockout football. You've got to be prepared for these knockout phases, and you cannot mentally get it wrong. You always have to be on your A game from the start to finish, and I thought we did as well. To make it to the quarterfinals is obviously very satisfying. You're in a great position, you're in another step forwards as well, you're getting closer to the final. But we don't want to look far too ahead. We've still got another 2 games against Granada. Anything could happen there. Probably made an impact from coming off the bench in the second half, and it was expected. I thought we played so much better football in the second half than the first half, and you could see the comparison from the first half to the second half as well. I don't think Milan did much in the second half. I thought we controlled and dominated the game in the second half, and they couldn't really get themselves back into it. By bringing on Zlatan obviously changed the game for them. Had a few good chances. Henderson made a few key saves in the game. Defensively we were fantastic as well. Pogba's impact from coming off the bench was brilliant, fantastic, and it's what you want. And he even scored the goal, which was even more sweeter, and it's fantastic as well to get through to the next round in the quarterfinals. And we look forward to another good tie now against Granada. We have now been drawn with Granada in the quarterfinals. We are away from home first, so it'd be nice to go there and get the job done in the first leg. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to go away from home. You know, you're away first, and when you go away from home, you always want the away goal. And I think we want to sort of do what we did on Real Sociedad as well, where we went away from home and we finished it in the first leg. And we want to try and do that as well against Granada as well. We know that Granada are going to be up for it on the day. They're going to come into this game with some fight, passion, pride, and we're going to have to show that as well. We're going to have to go away from home, try get a nice 2-0, 3-0 lead, and then you know it's done and dusted with, and then all you have to do then is take it back home the week after and finish it off and get the job done. If we can get the job done in the first leg away from home, and you get the 2 away goals, it's a mountain to climb for them, because then they have to go and score 3 then. So we just need to go away from home. We need to prepare well, that we need to go in the right mentality, the right mindset, be physically ready against Granada. Granada are always going to be up for it as well, and I think this is the first time in European football, so they're going to be going for this as well. They'll be up for it as well because they know it's Manchester United. They're going to come in with some real passion as well, so we've got to show it as well. We're going away from home first, and it'll be nice to get the job done in the first leg and get it over and done with in the first leg. And then we can look forward to the week after at Old Trafford, seal it out, try and execute it in the second leg. Got to also play the youngsters as well. And it's always nice to get the job done in the first leg because then you can rest players as well. It'll be nice to get the job done in the first leg. I think that'll be the plan. Go away from home, get the job done in the first leg, rest players in the second leg. It's always going to be crucial. We need to go away from home, prepare well. We need to get the right mentality, the right mindset going to the game right as well, get the right game plan, the right tactics, and I'm expecting a strong team against Granada. We've got to make sure that we do our job, and if we do our job properly, perform well, take it back to Old Trafford and get the job done at Old Trafford, and then that'll be us safely through into the semi-finals. We'll have a blockbuster tie then against either Roma or Ajax. Again, the same thing will happen there. One team's going through and one is going out. If you ask me who I'd want there, probably Roma, because Ajax are in fantastic form and you can tell that they're going for it in the Europa as well. I think it would be nice that we get another Italian team, go up against some former players once again, and Chris Smalling as well. We want to try and get the job done in the first leg and then we can seal it out then at Old Trafford the week after. It'd be nice to get the job done in the first leg. Who is my man of the match? There were some players that played fantastically well in the game. Henderson was brilliant and made some key saves in the game. Was fantastic from minute 1 to minute 90. Made a few crucial saves and stopped Zlatan from scoring as well. I thought the defence was brilliant. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, I'm sure they were all brilliant in the game and you couldn't fault them. Brilliant as well. But McTominay and Fred, I thought in the first half they were not great, but in the second half they lifted it up. I think they still had a bit of a poor game. They had a bit of an average game in the end. James, he had a good game, but I think his football intelligence let him down. He just wasn't doing the basics for me, James. Fernandes had another decent game. Didn't really get him on the ball enough as well at the same time, but I thought Bruno had a good game. Rashford, unfortunate for him to go off in the first half with an injury. I don't think Rashford had a very good game. Maybe he shouldn't have started for the game. And Greenwood looked up for it as well. He looked really good, Greenwood. He looked up for it and he looked like he was going to score as well. Came close to scoring. To give him my man of the match, I think it's two. I think you'd either have to give it Pogba for the goal and Henderson for being brilliant and fantastic in goal again. Because didn't have much to do again. Controlled the defence. He did what he needed to do in goal as a goalkeeper. It's brilliant. Fantastic. I think my man of the match has to be Pogba, Dean Henderson, because they were both fantastic. How do we beat Granada in the first leg? Now, obviously, Granada are going to be coming into this game with real hope, and they're going to be coming into this game with fight, passion, pride. They're going to give this everything as well from minute 1 to minute 90. They know this is going to be their game of their lives. They want to try get something out of the Europa League as well. They can play this Granada team. I think we don't want to underestimate them. We don't want to write them off as well. We've got some decent players in there. They've got some quality players in there. But like I said, you don't want to write them off. On their day, they can be good. And if they don't have a good game, they'll be really bad. And I think their last game against Mold was not impressive at all. Obviously, they lost the game, but they still got through due to aggregate. They lost the game, but they still got through at the end of the day. But I've written down a few key facts about Granada. I think their defence isn't organised as well. I think when you sort of, put them under pressure, they don't know how to defend, and not organised at the back. Out of position players having to play in positions where they don't want to be in as well. I think also another weakness in their team is you have to get in between the lines as well, and it's going to be important and so key of getting in between the lines and to go and hurt them as well. I think they're very good on set pieces as well, and I think we're going to have to be ready for them with free kicks and corners. And obviously, they'll know that our free kicks and corners are our weaknesses because they know that we zonal mark. We're going to have to man mark our players. We don't want to be conceding on stupid set pieces as well, and they play with width and pace as well. They're going to be getting the ball out wide a lot. We're going to have to be ready for that as well defensively with the pace as well, and they're going to be always playing it out wide, relying on the players out wide as well, playing the ball out wide so they can stretch us out as well. Defensively, they're not great. They don't know what they're doing defensively. I think they're a brilliant team. They can play Granada, but I think in this game against Granada we want to go away from home and try and get the job done in the first leg, and what we need to do is play with a higher line, and when you play with a higher line you can get players high up the pitch. Players can get in between the lines, look for the pass, head up. I think the movement's got to be quick, the passing's got to be quick. We're going to look bright and sharp on the ball as well. We need to be up for it in the day because Granada are good on their day, and we're going to have to turn up and perform well for a full 90 minutes. And I think it's all about high intensity, high tempo. You have to play with energy, you have to play with intent, and you're going to be ready. We have to be ready for this one. We have to prepare well, mentally and physically. We have to go into the game with the right mentality. You know, we're in a quarter-final here against Granada. We don't want to take this too lightly. We don't want to write these off. Let's not underestimate them. They're a good team, and they're going to want to try and upset us. So we're going to have to be ready on the day. Defensively, we're going to have to keep it tight at the back and not make any mistakes. And we're going to have to be ready for this game against Granada. And yeah, we need to be on it from minute 1 to minute 90. And we don't want to take our foot off the gas. If we get one goal, don't seal it out with one goal. Get another, and then get another, and then you'll know that the tie's done and done with in the first leg. And if we can get this game finished and wrap it up with a 3-0 lead, going into the second leg now, you know that they have to score 4 goals. And that's going to be impossible for them to do. And I think it'll be even nicer to get 4-0 up and then they have to score 5 goals. So, and then try and execute it out at Old Trafford the week after. So it's going to be important to go away from home. They know that we're going to be away from home, and their mentality is going to be, you know, don't concede the away goal. And our mentality is going to be don't concede their first goal as well. So I think we're going to have to get on the front foot, play with intensity, high tempo, get in between the lines. And when we get these chances, we're going to have to take our chances. We need the end product. We need everything out the final third. I think the football intelligence has got to be there. Head up, look up, and you'll find your pass, and you'll be able to get your shot off. And we just have to perform well from minute 1 to minute 90, and turn up to this one against Granada. You know, this is going to be their game of their lives as well. So we have to go for this. We know it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, and we have to be ready for this game against Granada, because they're a good team, they can play, and we need to try and stretch them out, open the game up, and try and get the job done in the first leg. Getting into the goals now. First goal, Bruno puts in a brilliant ball to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka passed the ball to James. James shoots, takes a deflection. Pogba reads it and passes the ball to Fred. Fred shoots, regains possession. Pogba does a fake shot and scores to make it 1-0 to United. Getting into the stats now. Possession for Milan, it was 50.7%, and for Man United it was 49.3%. Goals for Milan, it was 0, and for Man United it was 1. Total shots for Milan, it was 10, and for Man United it was 13. Shots on target for Milan, it was 4, and for Man United it was 4. Shots on target for Milan, it was 40%, and for Man United it was 30.8%. Shots inside the box for Milan, it was 7, and for Man United it was 8. Shots outside the box for Milan, it was 3, and for Man United it was 5. Total passes for Milan, it was 529 passes, and for Man United it was 521 passes. The pass accuracy for Milan, it was 82.2%. And for Man United, it was 84.8%. Getting into the substitutions now. Rashford went off for Pogba. Talk about Rashford's performance. Rushing Rashford backfired. Only lasted a half before he had to come off. Had no impact whatsoever in his 45 minutes. Next up, we've got Granada in the first leg. Coming into this game against Granada, they've got a very good game going into this game. They've got Villarreal. It's a mid-table clash. That's probably going to be a draw written all over it. But Granada, they're going to be coming into this game with fight, passion, pride. They're going to be giving it everything here as well. And it's all about, we have to turn up as well for a full 90 minutes. We have to perform well for a full 90 minutes. And if we can play with a higher line, players get pushed up as well. We need to turn up, we need to perform well for a full 90. We're going away from home, and if we can get the job done in the first leg, it'll be fantastic, it'll be satisfying. And then we don't need to do much then going back to Old Trafford. If we can get the job done in the first leg, it'd be fantastic. And then it's a big mountain to climb for them. And looking forward to this game, we need to make sure we take our chances, score our chances, finish them off as well in the first leg. Ollie needs to pick the right team, he needs to put the players in the right positions, he needs to balance the team out right, the structure in the team needs to be right, we need depth in the team, and he needs to select the right formation for the game. So far, Granada are scoring 1.2 goals per game. So far, Granada are conceding 0.7 goals per game. Granada have the worst defence in La Liga as well, and that's a fact for you. In the Europa League, Granada have won 5, drawn 2 and lost 3. They have lost to PSV 1-0, Napoli 2-1 and Molde 2-1. Both of the games that they've lost to have come away from home as well. This will be the first meeting with Granada. The players to look out for is Silva, Falcao, Sanchez, Neva, Diaz, Quinin, Marin, Lazaro, Chavero, Duarte, Gonzalo, Eki, Paredes, Quina, Vico, Montero, Herrera, Kennedy, Abini, Suarez, Soldado, Manchis and Molina. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.